Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be making today's video because we're going to be reviewing the newest and super hyped up fragrance released from the house of Phlur, and it's their Heavy Cream Fragrance Mist. I just got this in the mail like yesterday. I have not had it for long, but I do have very many thoughts about it. Before we get into the review, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to smash that subscribe button. And if you're coming back, welcome and thank you for stopping by as always. I really appreciate you. I guess like this fragrance is really new, so it's not even on Fragrantica yet. Phlur was kind of hyping it up to be this like super like mystery fragrance mist for a while, so like there wasn't a ton of information about the fragrance until the week of its release. In the top we have lemon sugar, marshmallow, and orange. In the middle we have jasmine blossom, coconut cream, and vegan and bretellide. And in the base we have vanilla mousse, salted caramel, and whipped cream. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that these notes are delicious and just like, you know, textbook gourmand. To me, Heavy Cream, it smells like whipped cream. It smells like whipped marshmallow fluff and condensed milk and vanilla mousse, and of course a little bit of coconut cream. So I guess the marshmallow, whipped cream, coconut cream, and vanilla mousse are the most prominent notes for me, but there's just something about this fragrance that is it's so whipped, it's fluffy. So it's called Heavy Cream, but like it doesn't smell like heavy whipping cream like in its base form. It smells like the cream after it's been whipped, hence the whipped cream. It's different from the gourmand fragrances that we've been seeing recently. Some other... It doesn't smell like some of like the super heavy and saturated and dense vanilla kind of scent that these modern day gourmand perfumes have. It's very light, it's fluffy, it's whipped. It really reminds me of, so there's this YouTube channel that I really love called Cooking Tree. This person like makes a bunch of really beautiful cakes, and then in a lot of their videos they make this super delicious and light whipped cream that they use to spread all over their cakes, and it just looks so delicate and airy and lightweight, and that's what this reminds me of. So it's not like a heavy, syrupy, sugary kind of vanilla. It's very light. I'll get to it in a second, but that is just the genre of vanilla that I have found is my favorite. This fragrance wears so beautifully on the skin, and the sweetness is definitely there, but it's really not over the top, which makes it work so well with the skin. Heavy Cream by Phlur is so milky. It's so milky, and that's like the entire like selling point and like premise of the fragrance, is that it's supposed to smell like whipped cream, and it really is just one of the most lactonic scents that I've ever smelled. However, when I like mention that it's like very milky and lactonic, I know that that can be like off-putting for people, because a lot of fragrances that are lactonic tend to have kind of a sour milk, balsamic feel when it comes in contact with people's skin. But I really think that the milkiness that's done in this fragrance is done in such a clean way. It's so reminiscent to me of Zadig and Voltaire's This Is Her, which is another, you know, milky lactonic whipped cream scent, but is somehow so clean smelling from the silk and the sandalwood. And even though Heavy Cream by Phlur doesn't have those silk or sandalwood notes, it's done in such a light and careful kind of way where it's not like a heavy sort of milk smell at all. And I guess to paint even more of a picture of how this fragrance smells in terms of other fragrances that many of you have probably smelled, Heavy Cream by Phlur really smells like Sweet Tooth. Especially the marshmallow note that's in this is very reminiscent of Sweet Tooth. I would say overall the fragrance is less kind of medicinal smelling. It's smoother, milkier, and dare I say, an even better version of Sweet Tooth, which is really saying a lot because I love Sweet Tooth. I think it's a fantastic fragrance, but this to me, it just smells even better. It's kind of like less feminine, it's a little less spicy, it's just so smooth, and it's even creamier than Sweet Tooth. Also reminds me of Eclair by Lattafa. It has that really gourmand creaminess, but it's less like oriental. It doesn't have like any sort of cinnamon or brown sugar aspects to it. It's very light. Like, I think that the color of this bottle is so fitting for how the fragrance smells, because there's nothing about this fragrance that not smells dark or smoky or toasted. Like, it's so airy and delicate and beautiful. And with that, let's go ahead and get into our rating. So presentation, I really, really love the presentation of this fragrance. As we delve a little deeper into this rating, we have to keep in mind that this is just a fragrance mist, so it's not an actual eau de parfum. We can't expect the packaging to be super decked out or the fragrance to last as long, because at the end of the day, it is just a body mist. It has a lower concentration of fragrance oils. The presentation, super cute. I really like the Phlur packaging. I think it's very basic, minimalistic, very simple, but it's cute. I also think the atomizer is really nice and it sprays very, very nicely. As for the scent, I truly think that this is one of my favorite scents at the moment. If you think I say that a lot, maybe I do, but I don't, in my opinion. I feel like the last time that I smelled a fragrance and just instantly, like, in my head was like, this smells incredible to me, was with This Is Her by Zadig and Voltaire, and that was several months back. And I have, smelled and purchased a lot of new fragrances in that time. Many of them I adore, but none of them I have smelled and instantly was just like, this is delicious, but it also smells incredible as a perfume, and I love this. None of them have elicited that kind of reaction from me the way that this has. Heavy Cream by Phlur smells so good, and I truly think that this is by far the best fragrance mist that Phlur has come out with. That's coming from someone who has not smelled all of Phlur's fragrances, but I am just so confident that this is better than any of Phlur's fragrances that they've released, because it smells so good to me. This is just such a beautifully made fragrance that is absolutely decadent, so delicious, perfectly gourmand, but it's like the genre of gourmand that I really, really love, which is a light, fluffy vanilla that still comes off like clean and maybe a little perfumey in some way. If you are a gourmand lover, if you like the smell of whipped cream and marshmallows, then you have to get your hand on this fragrance. I know it's not the most accessible because for some reason this fragrance mist is not sold like in Sephora's. All or most of Phlur's other fragrances are, but for some reason this one like isn't in store, so you can only get it online. Oh, and another thing about Heavy Cream by Phlur is that I believe this is a limited edition release. I'm not sure when exactly it's going to be discontinued, but I literally love this fragrance so much that I am very much considering buying one or two additional backup bottles of it, because I just want to have them before Phlur stops selling them. I think that this is so incredible. Lastly, for performance, I would say that this performs pretty well as a body mist. When I first started testing out the fragrance, I was a little bit concerned for its lasting power because I had sprayed it as a body mist. And by that, I mean like I sprayed it kind of like far from my body and just like all around. Like instead of spraying it directly on the skin in like a specific concentrated spot, I was just doing one of these, like a, you know what I mean? Oh my god, it smells so good. But I think that when you spray it like that, I mean, obviously because like the fragrance particles are just a lot more dispersed, it's not gonna be as strong, not gonna last as long. But like I really was having trouble smelling the fragrance a couple hours later. But if you spray it directly on your skin, I found that this gives 4 to 6 hours of wear, which is really, really great for a body mist. This is the kind of scent that you do want to wear as a perfume, because that's just, by spraying it really close, like 2 inches away from the skin in a concentrated area, it's really gonna help the fragrance to last. Performance is pretty good, I would say on the better end when it comes to fragrance mists. The fragrance combo that I'm about to show you is literally going to end lives. It is so good. Like not literally, but these three together, 2 of my favorite fragrances of all time, plus Heavy Cream. And like, see how they're all like, they have these like minimal white bottles. They're all just like the same vibe. This really beautiful, simple, sweet, creamy vanilla that's also clean and elevated and has some sort of like ethereal quality to it. These together, I already know I'm gonna be wearing this combo to death because they are gonna smell incredible together. Yeah, this is really just in the same scent family as This Is Her, as well as Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere, Bianco Latte / Eclair. I love it. I think it's so good. Phlur, please sponsor me. This is not sponsored, but I love this. To prove that I'm being completely honest, many of Phlur's other fragrances I don't like, and I think are not good. So yeah, there, I said it. But this one, so good. Like genuine A+ rating. I feel like I don't give those out frequently, but I think this fragrance is so good. That concludes today's review. Let me know if you've smelled Phlur's newest fragrance, Heavy Cream, and let me know your thoughts. There will be a new video comparing 3 of Phlur's most popular gourmand body mists coming very soon. It's gonna be Heavy Cream, Vanilla Skin, and Caramel Skin. I'm gonna be comparing and ranking the 3, so if you're interested, definitely make sure to stay tuned for that. But other than that, that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, take care, and I will see you very soon.